Yo, so as you know, there are quite a few relics in this game, and you may be a little bit lost on which character should be using these relics. So in this video, I'm hopefully going to give you a little bit of an insight on that because yeah, it can be quite annoying having to go through each relic and find out which is best for your character. So I'm just going to include timestamps so you can skip ahead to see which artifact you want to know about. First of all, I do want to mention that the characters with the red circle around them, you should prioritize relics for them, or the relic that's on the screen for them. And the other, it can be expendable. You can choose whichever ones you want. Do note that some of these relics are great for mix and matching, so don't be afraid to mix it up sometimes. Like for example, if you want physical damage and break effect, you could go with the champion set for the 2-piece and another 2-piece of the thief set. It's just that simple. So yeah, how about we get started? So this set is mainly focused for healers. Definitely use this relic for improving healing potency and skill point recovery. And this set is also amazing to combine with other sets. So this set is great for characters like Luocha, Beilu and Natasha, because they're kind of the only ones from the Abundance class that we have right now, so we don't really have that much of a choice. Okay, so the 2-piece effect increases outgoing healing by 10% and the 4-piece effect recovers 1 skill point at the beginning of the battle. So next we have Musketeer of Wild Wheat. This set is a super versatile set for DPS characters focusing on attack and speed. It's one of the earliest sets you can get, so it's a great placeholder relic for your DPS characters until you can get some more specialized relics. It can be used on characters like Sealy, Jingyuan, Sushang, and many other DPS characters in the game. And yeah, it's just that generic, it can honestly be equipped on most DPS characters. So the 2-piece effect increases attack by 10% and the 4-piece increases speed by 6% and basic damage by 10%. Okay, next we have Hunter of Glacial Forest. This set is basically made for ice DPS characters and should be the artifact used due to the increased ice damage and increased crit damage. This can also be used with sub DPS ice characters, so the relic goes great with characters like Yang Qing, Herta and Pela. So the 2-piece increases ice damage by 10% and the 4-piece increases their crit damage by 25% for 2 turns after using their ultimate. Okay, next we have Knight of Purity Palace. This is a support relic which is mainly orientated towards characters that give shields, though it's kind of like a niche relic due to the lack of shield skills in the game, but it's great on those who can take advantage of it. For example, Jeopard. So the 2-piece increases defense by 12% and the 4-piece increases the amount of damage a shield created by the wearer absorbs by 20%. So very tanky shield. So next we have Band of Sizzling Thunder. This is the go-to relic for Thunder DPS because of the increased Thunder damage while also increasing the attack. Used on characters like Kafka, Jingyuan, Tingyun, Several and Arlen. The 2-piece increases lightning damage by 10% and the 4-piece increases the wearer's attack by 25% for 1 turn after using a skill. Next we have Champion of Streetwise Boxing. This set is also your go-to for physical DPS characters, though the 4-piece does kind of have a slow build-up, so a 2-piece is advised. You can mix it with, for example, a thief set. And characters such as Clara can take huge advantage from a 4-piece relic like this due to her taunt, and this relic is also great on Sushang. So the 2-piece increases physical damage by 10% and the 4-piece increases attack by 5% each time the wearer attacks or is hit. This can be stacked up to 5 times for a total of 25% attack, which is quite big. Alright, so next is feTWCLAd Meteor. Again, this is a versatile relic that can be used on most damage dealers to increase break effect. And honestly, it's really good for early game and general use since it's so easy to get and it's just a great 2-piece set that you can mix with others. The 2-piece increases break effect by 20% and the 4-piece increases the break effect by a further 20%. Also, when the wearer inflicts weakness break on an enemy, they regenerate free energy. Okay, next is God of Wuthering Snow. This relic is pretty much made for tanking more damage and survivability with its increased damage reduction and health regen. Quite good for supports that need that survivability and tanks. It's optional for March 7th and Jeopard and the Fire Trailblazer. This 2-piece reduces damage taken by 8% and the 4-piece restores HP equal to 8% of their maxed HP and regenerates 5 energy at the beginning of their turn if the wearer's HP is equal or less than 50% HP. Okay, so next is Genius of Brilliant Stars. Hey CD fans, this relic is legit made for you, and it's also a must get for other quantum DPS dealers like Jinkui and Silverwolf because of the increased quantum damage and defense pierce. So the 2-piece increases quantum damage by 10% and the 4-piece ignores 25% defense when the wearer attacks an enemy with quantum. Okay, next is Eagle of Twilight. This relic is made for DPS users that specialize in wind due to increased wind damage and speed. It's a great relic for Blade, Sampo and Danheng. The 2-piece increases wind damage by 10% and the 4-piece reads after the wearer uses their ultimate, their action is advanced forward by 25%. Okay, next is Firesmith of Lava-Forging. Once again, a go-to for fire DPS characters such as Himiko, Hook and Asta. Though for Asta, it is recommended to go 2-piece mixed with Wastelander due to hit rate, but even then 4-piece has a great effect for DPS. So the 2-piece increases fire damage by 10% and 4-piece increases the wearer's skill damage by 12%, and after using an ultimate increase the wearer's fire damage by 12% for the next attack. And the last one for the relics is Wastelander of Banditry Desert. This relic is pretty much exclusively made for Welt since it's the only one that can really benefit from it, but it also can be used on Luocha. The 2-piece increases imaginary damage by 10% and the 4-piece when attacking debuffed enemies, the wearer's crit rate is increased by 10%, but also if the enemy is imprisoned, then the wearer's crit damage is increased by 20%. And that's about it for the core relics. Next we're going to talk about the current Planar Ornaments. So to start it off, we have Space Seeding Station. This planar is great on most DPS characters and is very versatile as it increases the attack stat and further when the speed reaches past 120. So as it reads, it increases the wearer's attack by 12% and furthermore by 12% when the user's speed reaches above 120. So next we have Fleet of Ageless. This increases the wearer's max HP and also buffs allies' attack, so it's suited towards more characters like Luocha, Natasha, Bailu, Jeopard kind of characters that buff. So this effect increases the wearer's max HP by 12% when the wearer's speed reaches above 120 or allies gain 12% attack. Next we have Sprightly Vonwacq. I don't have a clue how to pronounce that. This set is perfect honestly for those who need more base energy recovery. It also helps their turn order, really good on characters like Welt, Pela, Sampo, Silverwolf, Kafka, and can also be used on characters like Bronya and Astra, Tingyun. Like there's a loads of characters that can use this one honestly. So the effect increases the wearer's energy regeneration rate by 5%, and if the speed reaches over 145, the wearer's action is advanced forward by 50% upon entering battle. So next is Pan-Galatic Commercial Enterprise. This set allows the wearer to have increased effective hit rate, which means debuff success rate, while also increasing damage. Great for characters like Welt, Kafka, Sampo, Pela and even Silverwolf. So basically what it does, it increases the wearer's effective hit rate by 10%. Meanwhile, the wearer's attack increases by an amount that is equal to 25% of effective hit rate, up to a maximum of 25%. Okay, so next is Celestial Differentiator. This planar is pretty much relative to all DPS characters in this game, nothing much more to say about it. So the effect increases crit rate by 8%, and when it reaches over 80%, the wearer's basic attack and skill damage increases by 20%. Next is Inert Salsotto. Like the previous Planar, this one is also very versatile for all DPS characters, but specializes in ultimate and follow-up damage. This effect increases the wearer's crit rate by 8%. When the wearer's crit rate is above 50%, the wearer's ultimate and follow-up attack damage increases by 15%. Next is Talia Kingdom Banditry. So this effect is mainly focused on break effect, and it's literally fully focused on it. Amazing for characters using the Thief set. So this one increases the wearer's break effect by 20%. When the wearer speed reaches 145 or higher, the wearer's break effect increases by an extra 28%. And finally, for the last one, Belobog of the Architects. This is pretty much used by tanks and characters that need survivability and defense, great for March 7th, Jeopard and Fire Trailblazer. So the effect increases defense by 15%, and when the wearer's effective hit rate is over 50%, the wearer gains 15 defense, so very tanky. But yeah, that's about it for the relics and planars. So far, these are the current ones we know about in the game, and they could release more when the game comes out, who knows. So yeah, I'll definitely talk about them when they do. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like and subscribe, it helps out a ton. And yeah, that's about it. See you next video. Bye bye.